This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
This episode is brought to you by Facebook. So you were scrolling on Marketplace, and there it was, the bike you'd been searching for. You sent a message, and it turned out the seller was super chatty, kind of funny, and an avid cyclist. The next thing you know, you're in a cycling crew. Well, a community cycling group. The thing about Facebook, you might find more than what you're looking for. From a browse to a bike ride, this summer find more on Facebook.
The biggest moments in sports are streaming live on Fox 1. From MLB to NFL, Big Noon Saturdays, and so much more. Fox 1 brings you the games, rivalries, and can't-miss moments all season long. And it doesn't stop at the final whistle. Catch highlights, expert analysis, interviews, and the stories behind the biggest moments in sports. Watch live or on demand, at home or on the go. Stream Fox Sports on Fox 1. Download the app today.
The Daily Braw. This is anything but footy at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games.
The home gold medal, double golds for England and Jamaica, and a heck of a 10k victory for Australia. In Glasgow, I'm Michael.
Maybe we should have said Stroth. And in Glasgow, I'm John. And the athletics is underway. And it was quite the day in Scotstoun.
We've got all the latest news from the games. Don't forget you can hear us live from Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games every day on talkSPORT via their website, DAB Digital Radio on AM, on your smart speaker, and via the talkSPORT.
This is Anything But Footy with the Daily Braw from the biggest sporting event in the UK this year.
So track and field is underway at the newly remodelled Scotstoun Stadium. 12,000 sort of people in the home of the Glasgow Warriors. And a big night of track and field getting us underway last night, because track and field is the biggest programme of sport in terms of medals in the games. So the largest medal sport at the games, 59 golds in total, 16 para events, and 9 gold medals up for grabs on the first night of athletics. And whilst the Aussies have been dominant in the pool, they said to you, didn't they, they wanted to dominate the track as well, and they did win a gold, and that was a terrific race and a surprise for many, but better news for some of the home nations too.
Yeah, look, I think it's really interesting, the athletics stadium. It didn't rain much yesterday, which I think was beneficial. There were lots of big seats. I'm not sure what the forecast is for day 5, but for me, I do think that 10,000 metre women's final, which it had the potential to be a bit of a damp squib after Eilish McColgan had pulled out. There was a big video of Eilish McColgan talking about how she'd won in Birmingham 4 years ago. They were building it up to such a thing. And obviously, you know, Eilish has made the decision that she's not fit enough or not ready to perform. So I think I kind of went into the 10,000 metres, you were commentating, and I was like, well, I'll have a bit of a break in the mix zone. It allows you to kind of, because of the length of the race, to think about something else. But certainly the last 4 or 5 laps after the Kenyan, who is actually the South African champion of 2026, was at Manza, she looked like she was so far ahead, but then you just got this impression that Rose Davies was clawing her back. And then she was clawing her back, and she just kept coming, and then she overtook her and just extended her lead. I thought it was one of those moments, and where I was glad to be in the stadium. Do you know what I mean? And you just look back, and I managed to get a very quick interview with her, despite the protestations of the press attaché of Australia, who wanted to take her to the print boys. I managed to get 60 seconds of her, and as you say, dominating in the pool. They hope to win some big medals here in the athletics. And for me, I thought that was a really great start. Right across the board, I thought the whole day was a lot more energized than I imagined it was going to be, just because of some of the things that we've talked about in previous episodes of who's here and who's not here.
Yeah, Kenya have not actually won gold in the women's 10K at the Commonwealth Games for about 12 years, which is a pretty remarkable run. But yeah, terrific performance by Rose Davies there. There was a decisive move. It was about 4 or 5 laps from the end. And Wanza had led for so long, Diana Wanza had led for so long in the race. And actually, I just thought, well, this is it. She's got this done and dusted. But yeah, she got clawed back, as you said there, by Rose Davies. And that was a surprise, I think. I mean, I was working with Christina Huragu for talkSPORT, and the commentary, it was definitely a surprise to us up there. What wasn't a surprise, I have to say, is the 2 results in the 100 metres last night. So we had the women's 100 metres T38 final. We also had the men's equivalent race as well, the men's 100 metres T38 final, and 2 Team England victories. And I think that probably went to the form book.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thomas Young celebrated his birthday yesterday. He was happy with his run. He is the fastest man over that distance. What's interesting, he had to go and do a drugs test afterwards as well. So again, it shows the quality of athletes that are here as well. And the reason I know that was because I was standing there when the guy came up to you. It must be after the races, you must think, oh really? Do I now have to go and do that? Anyway, he got his gold medal. I think with Sophie Hahn, look, she said to me afterwards, I'm glad. I'm back where I should be. It's been a long haul back. She won the gold in 2018. She was beaten literally, I think, by 0.04 seconds in Birmingham by Livy Breen of Wales, who got the silver this time, and was finishing like a train in that 100 metres. But Sophie Hahn managed to hang on, and she said she was pleased to have returned to form. So look, I think when you look at it from afar, it was the result we were expecting. But Breen had a really good chance. She ran a season's best, and Maddie Down, who's just a young 18-year-old, ran a personals best in that final. So I sort of said to Maddie, is Sophie and Livy the kind of inspiration? And she said, yeah, but I want to beat them one day. And that's what you want. So great results for them. Ben Sandilands, of course, the first Flower of Scotland, a national anthem after his win in the T20 1500 metres as well, final with Stephen Bryce getting the bronze as well. Some great celebrations from those two in totally contrasting different ways. But I was reading an article about Ben Sandilands yesterday, and his great-great-grandfather ran for Scotland at Ibrox in 1910. So there is some heritage in there of great athletic performance. I want to ask you a question because you were commentating yesterday, and there were two big results. I thought they were big results from a Team England point of view. Kamani Jack in the high jump, a bronze medal behind the Jamaican who won the gold, and Sam Bennett, 110-meter hurdles, again behind the Jamaican who won the gold, but Bennett won silver. For me, they are the kind of results, Jack and Bennett. Jack just starting his career, Bennett coming back from a serious injury. This is what the Commonwealth Games is for, isn't it?
Yeah, I said to you, I think when we were at the London Diamond League, that we were going to have to start working out who the next generation of athletes are. We had our kind of 2012 cohort, and they've mainly left the stage. Those are the people that we would go and interview regularly, the likes of Greg Rutherford and Holly Bradshaw and others. And then there's been this sort of newer wave of athletes. I'm thinking more sort of the kind of Dina Asher-Smith era. And those are the kind of people that you would go to. So see Laura Muir, people like that. And those guys now are coming towards the end of their career. Now, we know that names like Keely Hodgkinson have come through. We know that Georgia Hunter-Bell, who came through in the heats in the 800 metres, has come through. But she's 32, so she's not going to be around forever, albeit she's still relatively young in her career. And I was saying to you, wasn't I, who are the next sort of cohort that we're going to be targeting with regularity at British Championships? And I just wonder whether Sam Bennett, and Britain's got quite a rich history in the 110-metre hurdles, but not for a little while. And again, quite a rich history in high jump, going back to 2012 and Robbie Grabbars. And a lot of people were saying at the British Champs, Kamani Jack was the one to watch. I don't think he won, did he, at the British Champs? He was beaten into the silver medal position. But yeah, maybe these are the two of the group that we're going to get very familiar with over the next sort of couple of years as we head towards Los Angeles.
And both of them said that they weren't going to go because they're now part of this 98 strong British squad for the European Championships in a couple of weeks, which is a big team. And everybody who's pulled out of the Commonwealths is, funnily enough, in that squad. I did say to them, "Are you going to go and show off your Commonwealth medals? Say, hey, look what we won." And they took it in the spirit that it was meant. Well, no, we won't probably quite do that, but they understood why I was asking the question. That why they wanted to come and win the Commonwealths, and it's the next step for them. They're now going to go to the Europeans and try and kick on from there. So really great to see. Look, we could talk athletics all day, but we won't. Go on.
One more thing just to say about last night's athletics. In that men's 100 meters T38 final from Scotland, they had from Australia, they had a 15-year-old guy called Thomas McGough, and in the women's shot put F57 final last night, although she was actually disqualified following an official review in the women's shot put F57 final. There was a 52-year-old, Ucharia Iyazi of Nigeria. So we had a 15-year-old and a 52-year-old, both in finals last night.
Georgia Hunter-Bell, Izzy Boffey, Jemmy Reiki, Erin Wallace, all through to the next round of the 800 meters. Georgia saying again why she wants to be here. She wants to win a gold medal and get a Commonwealth title onto her CV. So that was a great start. We've got the men's 800 meters starting on day 5. Also, we've got the semi-finals and the finals of the men and women's 100 meters. Amy Hunt, probably the standout athlete from a Team England point of view that you would hope would be able to get gold. We've got the women's high jump tonight. We saw the men, as we've already talked about. Just quickly, I spoke to Ethan Katzberg, who is an Olympic champion. He's a world champion. He's a hammer thrower. Why did he come to the Commonwealth Games? Because I started there 4 years ago, and he said, and I wanted to come and that was his first major international, and he said, I wanted to come and have the Commonwealth title on my CV, and he's come and done that. He won the gold last night, and Cameron Rogers, his Canadian teammate, will go in the women's final on day 5. So there is high quality athletics going on. Whatever you read, whatever you see, there is big world champions, Olympic champions, now Commonwealth champions being made in Glasgow.
Elsewhere, at Tollcross, another bronze medal for Adam Ramsey PT. So he was talking again at the end of that one. He's always worth listening to, isn't he, Adam Ramsey PT? So make sure you try and find that interview across the talkSPORT socials. And gymnastics, plenty of home success at the international arena as well.
Yeah, there was a gold for England. Luke Whitehouse showing, I think he said afterwards, this is the level that I can be at. I think although he won a silver in the team, I think he was generally disappointed with how he's performed, but he's a 4-time European floor champion. He's now a Commonwealth Games floor champion as well. A brilliant gold medal from him. And Ruben Ward, the success just continues. Surely he's going to be in the British gymnastics squad moving forward, even more than we've seen. The first ever Scottish all-round men's champion. Silver in the pommel. Teammate Cameron Lynn getting the bronze. Canadian Jordan Carroll winning with a huge score of 15.0, and Rhys McClenaghan down in 6th place, the Irish Olympic champion competing for Northern Ireland. And Abby Morgan a silver in the vault. Again, you were there in the all-round the other day, and she didn't perform very well, and she admitted that last night and has come back with a silver medal. And then probably, again, it'll be all over your socials. The twins, we spoke to them on the opening ceremony day, so we're always ahead of the game on talkSPORT and anything but footy. Abby Roper and Emily Roper. Abby winning bronze in the vault, just pipping Emily for that 3rd place, Emily finishing 4th. But then Emily went away and won bronze in the uneven bars. So no doubt the Roper family were slightly happy that both of them had those medals last night. Great to see Gabe Langton yesterday admitting that he felt sore, but very, very lucky after that injury on Friday. He went and supported his England teammates. And we always finish, of course, with the medal table. Australia, 26 gold, 59 medals. They won 20 medals on day 4 alone. What will day 5 have in store? England, 8 golds, 32 medals. So 13 medals on day 4. Canada now up from 5th into 3rd, 7 golds, 21 medals. Nigeria 4th, and Scotland are 5th in the table with 5 golds, 11 medals.
You can hear us every day live from Glasgow at the Commonwealth Games on talkSPORT via the website, DAB Digital Radio, AM, your smart speaker, and via the talkSPORT app. Thank you from Glasgow.
This is Anything But Footy at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games.